Tesla specifically, I started talking about this over the weekend because you know that I'm known as the optimist, the total optimist on all this stuff. So I thought I would be try to be the first one to kind of break this idea that the only fly in the ointment for Tesla, to me right now, is the unit sales numbers. That as we move towards the Robotaxi and the Model Q, that these two catalysts are huge. At least Robotaxi is for me, and Model Q is for other people. I think Model Q could be a good catalyst, but I'm not as positive on that as I am on Robotaxi. So, but the one negative would be that traders in particular might see these softer numbers in Europe in particular, maybe some soft numbers in the United States, and be nervous and not be as likely to get in on the FOMO move as I was expecting them to.
Um, as somebody who trades, uh, I would say that the reason that we're holding up at these levels, it seems to me, just look at it from a trader lens, not an investor lens at the moment, and my current point of view. Uh, I think what's happening is people are waiting to see a couple things. One, they're waiting to see what happens with the Fed. They don't want to. Today was all about jockeying for position. That's what today was. Everybody, Tesla or anything, everyone was jockeying for position. Hence, it was a neutral day.
Right.
You could see across the board, pretty much nothing really moved other than gold.
Right.
So everybody was jockeying for position on what's going to happen. And every single day so far, we've seen that the markets open down just to recover towards the end of the day. I think tomorrow you'll see it the opposite way. We'll have a flat morning until Jerome Powell starts speaking or the Fed news comes out, and then that's when you'll see the market move. So it'll be a little inverted. But with regards to Tesla, I think, one, they don't want to get in front of the Fed meeting. And then I think they're also waiting. I think if there's going to be a move, it's probably going to be in the last 2 weeks of May where you'll start to see it going into June. As imagine we'll get a little more sneak peeks or a few more posts on X from Elon or Tesla, and that'll probably start to get a little movement. But I wouldn't be surprised if we are still in this 270 to call it like 315 range going into June. And I think FOMO is what's keeping the stock up right now.
Right.
So I do think like we are seeing your FOMO at the moment.
Right.
And I think that's what's sustaining the stock at these levels, even maybe pushing it up. We saw a bit of 294 a little bit.
Right.
So anything that we see, like I would say from here to 315 is kind of that FOMO move. It's not a $100 move that maybe everybody wants, but I think you'll probably see a real move once Tesla actually launches the Robotaxi, once we actually see, is there a driver behind the wheel or not? Once we see, okay, is it 10, 20 vehicles? All right. Who all has access to it? How fast do we go to 30 vehicles, 40 vehicles, 50? What's the zone? Like once we get a little more detailed, that's when I think you can start to see this move. But until then, I think everything's going to be kind of patient.
So that's the fundamental side of Tesla, but Tesla has also been following the macro around, except for a couple of days the last 3 weeks. It has been, and certainly yesterday and today, it's been following the macro. So if the macro gets more risk on, which I think we'll talk about again in a minute, the news today might have created a macro environment where we might see some positive things. The pre-market is definitely up right now pretty strongly on the equities. So we could be looking at a macro move that might move the stock as well. And if it's strong enough, we could be, moving back to, the 6,200 level on the S&P, which would probably put Tesla up 100 points.
I would take the under on that.
You take the
I would
under.
say, yeah, I would say Tesla. I don't think you're going to see a big move on Tesla until we actually see some. Like I'll put it this way: I don't think we see a big move in Tesla until end of summer, fall.
And there's a big move on Tesla. Okay.
Yeah.
Even if the macro goes up by 7-10%. So if the
Even if the
S&P
macro
goes,
goes up.
I usually figure if the S&P goes up 7%, then the NASDAQ goes up 10%, which means Tesla goes up 20% or more, maybe 25%.
Okay, so that's a $40, $50 move. That's still
Okay.
that puts us at 315, 320, right? So it's kind of same range I was
Right.
talking about before. So I think, like I said, I think call it 270 to 320, 315. I think that's our range, even through Robotaxi launch. If macro does well, everything, if we, Trump meets with China, we start getting some calmer heads out there. Because also, don't forget, we're going into the slower season right now as well, right? Sell in May
Oh yeah.
and go away, right? That's a
Yeah.
real thing.
Yeah.
But that's just my point of view. I don't see any big rips up. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. That'd be nice.